Hi there. This is William Bushey, and I'm doing the Chapter 3 Team Assignment 1 Listening Project, and my part is on non-judgmental and critical listening. So non-judgmental and critical listening kind of go hand in hand here. Non-judgmental is all about really being open when you listen, and not immediately having a thought or focusing on a specific part of one's speaking. And the critical listening is when you hold back what you're trying to say, and you're just going to give them like a short summary and of what you feel they can do. And they're really important for each other. However, that non-judgmental part has to come first, so that way you get all the information without cutting in with your part of your response. And anyway, my interview here is between Oprah and Ellen on the Ellen Show, where Oprah is talking about her recent pneumonia encounter. So it's a shorter interview, and here you are. The URL is at the bottom, by the way.
We're back with my friend Oprah Winfrey, who, I don't know how many people know this, but you were very, very sick recently.
Yes, I was.
Very sick.
I just got cleared yesterday.
Congratulations.
Yes. So here it is. I came back, and I came back from overseas, and I thought I had a cold, but it wasn't a cold. I ended up in the emergency room, and they said, you have pneumonia. And I go home with pneumonia, and pneumonia is nothing to play with, y'all. It is very serious. And I was on antibiotics for a week. The antibiotics weren't working. And then I went back for another CT scan, and they say, it's actually worse. You should see a lung specialist. So I go into the lung specialist. This is the moment. I love the lung specialist. Dr. K, you're fabulous. But I go in, and I can see him. I said, look, I've got a little rattling. He puts a stethoscope here, and I see the face. It is like, oh my, something's wrong with you. And I can see it. He didn't hide it. It's like, and I said, I told you, it's like, I sound like a rattlesnake in there. He immediately said, you must cancel everything. I've never canceled anything in my life.
No, you work when you're sick.
I work when I'm sick. I worked all the time when I was sick. He goes, you must cancel everything. You cannot fly for a month. And then he had 18 vials of blood drawn. And so I thought, oh, this must be very serious, because I saw his face. And I went back in a week, and I was better. He called me every day to make sure I was using the inhaler and taking the right antibiotics. And when I walked in and I was better, he thanked me 3 times for getting better and said, can I have a hug? Can I have a hug? And I could tell that he was like, not on my watch is this going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're better now.
Well, thank you, neighbor.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, I am.
All right, so
but don't play with it, and get your flu shots and get your pneumonia shots. It's nothing to play with. It takes people out. But I'm telling you, it changed the way I look at wellness.
And you're going on tour talking
about... So now I'm going on tour to talk about it.
So tell me what you're doing about this tour.
No, but I was always going to be doing that. I had a bunch of people. One of the things I did in Hawaii this summer was to have lovely people from WW, formerly Weight Watchers, come to my house to celebrate all of their wonderful victories in weight loss and turning their life around in terms of being healthy and strong. And we had such a good time. And everybody said, oh, too bad you can't invite everybody to your house. And I went, no, I can't invite everybody to my house, but I can go out and try to see as many people as possible. So I'm doing 9 cities starting in January on tour for wellness, health, well-being. You go to Ellen's website, you can see I'm going to be in a city near you.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
so you're just talking about wellness.
Yeah, well, not just talking about it, but trying to motivate people to take care of themselves and to not get sick with pneumonia and to really transform their life, because it's called 2020 Vision, your life in focus. I've done this before, sort of. I did it with, we called it The Life You Want several years ago. But I love having immediate, contact with the audience and being able to share stories and inspire people to be their best selves.
Yeah, this is what you said you missed the most, is having this immediate contact with the audience.
So high, immediate contact.
Yeah. Well, you look fantastic.
Thank you.
You look great. So I'm sure
for somebody who just got over pneumonia.
Well, for anybody, no matter what, you look fantastic.
Hi, I'm Andy. Ellen asked me to remind you to subscribe.
And that is the interview. So we're going to move on now. Apologies. Okay, so here's how you shouldn't judge, but how you can still be helpful with your non-judgmental listening and your critical listening. So the first step in this process is avoid filtering. So as you can see, Ellen doesn't really simplify the messages a ton with her responses. They're very anecdotal, kind of but there was a couple parts where Ellen even helped to strengthen Oprah's argument by adding, "You work when you're sick," and there was no simplifying or filtering there. There was just a little bit of context given as to kind of help out Oprah's argument a little bit. But we're going to learn why this might not have been the greatest decision in a second here. But there wasn't. She took all the information from Oprah and did not interrupt her. In addition, Ellen didn't really showcase any biases. She was very open about what she was thinking, and she even offered that she was glad that she was feeling better, and that she looked really good for anybody. And Oprah said after getting done with the pneumonia, but it was more just a general compliment. And that last phase on how not to judge, but still trying to be helpful with your listening, is combating the tendency to sharpen. So Ellen, even though she might have strengthened Oprah's argument a little bit, when she said her canceling anecdote about the you work when you're sick, Ellis strengthened Oprah's message. However, this only showed her understanding of the severity of Oprah's sickness. Let me rephrase. This strengthened Oprah's message, and it made it so it seemed more critical, and her sickness was worse. But at the same time, she also maybe shouldn't have interrupted, but it wasn't a super important interruption. But yeah, that's how you are non-judgmental with your listening and critical at the same time.